What's going on, guys? Excited's here from Crossine Entertainment. Chris, whatever you want to call me. Got Sean in the background with his hand down his pants. And Kevin's sitting right here next to me. You can kind of see his leg. But today, we are talking about MSI 2015, the Mid-Season Invitational of League of Legends. And man, what a hell of a tournament it was. I will start things off, though, with TSM. Being from North America, obviously, we were not. I'm not going to say everybody was, but a lot of people were cheering for TSM because they were, representing our region and everything like that. And me, I'm one of those TSM fanboys that everybody hates, but I don't give a shit. Man, their performance was ungood. It was not the TSM that we thought was going to go into the tournament, and it sucked. It hurt to watch, but stuff like that happens. I feel like, though, that they beat themselves. If you look at the team comp that they would select, you would see them on champions that you're not really used to seeing them playing. Like, Bjergsen picked Ziggs in 2 games. Dyrus picked some weird champs. It was just, I don't know. Santorin had no jungle pressure whatsoever. I feel like he needed the gank early to try to get some people fed. Dyrus, I can't even really, it's really hard to talk crap about Dyrus when you're getting 3-man dived at the beginning of the game, every game. He has really no control over that. But Bjergsen, I feel like they just beat themselves, because if you look at Bjergsen's champion selection, Ahri was open for him other than the game against Fnatic. She was banned out in that game, but Ahri was open, Zed was open, and then on the last game against EDG, I believe they played last. It was either them or HQ, but I want to say it's EDG. LeBlanc was open, and then they go for the Urgot, and ended up backfiring. He couldn't get big, and that's a game that I actually thought was going to be in TSM's favor, because you saw Dyrus on Sion, you had Santorin on Sejuani, you had Bjergsen on Urgot, Wild Turtle was on Corki. So these are all champions that you're used to seeing TSM play, other than Lustboy pulling out the Bard, which he actually did work with. That Bard was really good. But it all falls back on, and I'm not going to make this an entire TSM criticism thing, trust me, but it all falls back on Dyrus being 3-man dove every game. It's like the teams going into the tournament knew what TSM's plan was, and that's leave Dyrus by himself, let him fend for himself. Because of that, he was giving up 3 kills at the beginning of the game every game, and it was why they fell behind, why the enemy team's jungler, which was mostly Rek'Sai all tournament. Rek'Sai was so popular, got big, was able to gank other lanes, and they kind of just fell apart. And to have a team like that who's favored to be in the finals, not even make it out of group stage, and only winning 1 game against a team that didn't even win a single game, it sucked. But TSM is TSM. They'll make adjustments. I expect in this next split coming up, I think that we're going to see them pick champions that we don't normally see them pick, and just change their game play around, their play style around a lot. And, TSM's TSM. They're going to win NA again, unless Cloud9 gets an awesome mid laner, but even so, Bjergsen is the NA's MVP. Whoever they get, Bjergsen will be able to handle himself against them. But that's it on my thoughts with TSM. Now, on to Fnatic. They look like they came to play. Game 1 against TSM, stomped on them. They just steamrolled TSM so hard, and I'm like, man, Fnatic might be in the finals. And fast forward all the way to the bracket stages, they took SKT to 5 games. Even though they only won 2 games in group stage, all their games were relatively close. And that was one I didn't expect to happen. Fnatic showed up on the world stage, and this isn't the Fnatic that we're used to seeing either. The old Fnatic switching to Elements, and like this brand new Fnatic team coming in. We're used to that name being in these tournaments, but not those players. And the fact that they competed at the caliber that they did was awesome. They represented EU extremely well. EDG and SKT, we expected them to play exactly how they played. Those 2 being in the final 2, I don't really think that shocked anybody. BJK, I believe I heard that they were a Turkish team. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but they were fun to watch. Can give them that. AHQ played really well in group stage. They ended up getting destroyed by EDG in the bracket stage, but then the finals, let's talk about the finals here. You have SKT and EDG, and SKT decides to go EasyHoon in the mid lane game 1. Gets him on Cassiopeia against Orianna in the mid lane. Cassiopeia, EasyHoon gets huge, ends the game like 9-0-8, something like that. If correct me if I'm wrong again, but I'm pretty sure he was 9-0-8 in that first game. Second game, the roles were reversed. EasyHoon on Orianna, and EDG's mid laner, who I can't think of his name right now, was on the Cassiopeia. Then EasyHoon struggles. They drop game 2. Series tied 1-1. I feel like after that point, when you see EasyHoon getting exposed like that, I guess I really can't say that he was exposed, but to see EasyHoon struggle like that, I think that was the time to bring Faker into the game. But they waited it out. They had EasyHoon play one more game, and then they dropped 2-1. Now fast forward game 4, they go, all right, we have Faker, the best player in League of Legends in the entire world. Time to bring him out. Faker gets brought out. He carries the team, goes 9-0-8, 9-0-9, something like that. He didn't die. He carried. Was able to force a game 5. Game 5 was ridiculous. EDG played it so well. They don't ban Faker's LeBlanc. They know that Faker is going to go for LeBlanc because she's open. 12-0 on the champion. And they picked the most anti-LeBlanc team comp I've ever seen in my entire life. But Faker, it's not Faker's fault that they dropped game 5 because he still ended up going 4-2 and some assists on the anti-LeBlanc team composition. The only thing that I question in that game is the Magi's buy. He bought Magi's when he was only 1-0, and I feel like that's an item that you buy later on when you know you're going to snowball. And Faker at that point, yeah, he had 1 kill, and he was about even in CS against the Morgana, but, you know, that Magi's build, it ended up backfiring. And that's exactly what we saw there. Even though Faker's LeBlanc is no longer undefeated, there were so many points in that game where he took cleanse because he knew he was laning against the Morgana, and Faker should have died. He got hit by a binding, got jumped on by the enemy team, and was still able to make it out alive, pulling off the LeBlanc plays that we're used to seeing him do, except he missed a few chains here and there, but, you know, whatever, that's going to happen. You're not going to hit every single skill shot, but he missed some that should have landed and that could have potentially turned around into some kills, but Faker, it's not his fault that SKT lost that game. I feel like that they should have brought him into game 3. And what I think everybody was really disappointed in was that TSM versus SKT matchup in day 1, where we were finally going to be able to see Bjergsen versus Faker, and that was almost non-existent. You had Bjergsen actually keeping Faker rather in check early on. I believe that Faker was on Cassiopeia that game, and you just saw Bengi ganking top lane, got first blood off Dyrus, got a second kill on Dyrus, went bot lane to gank Turtle and Lustboy. Santorin, who knows what the fuck he was doing this whole time. It's like he's watching his teammates die and he's just in the jungle just farming up, and that's not what they needed at the moment. They needed Santorin to have jungle pressure pretty much all tournament long, and it just wasn't there. And because all the other lanes started to lose, Bjergsen had to roam a little bit to try to help them out, and that's when it started to get bad, because then Faker was left alone in the mid lane. He was able to farm, get some CS, and then I feel like just kills were starting to walk to Faker. He didn't die. He ended with 5 kills that game, and it was like the 5 easiest kills in his entire life. They just walked into him, and Faker was like, oh, look, later, see ya. And I was looking forward to that one-on-one matchup, and it just was not there because the side lanes on TSM were just failing so hard. And that was just it. Like, I feel like Santorin did not play that well, but I expected it going into the tournament because he is a rookie, and he definitely deserves to win Rookie of the Year in NA, I believe, because, man, he played really well during the split. But on that world atmosphere, he did not have the experience like the other players had. So because of that, they exposed it. They struggled. Their plan to leave Dyrus by himself backfired every single game. And EDG, debatable if they were the best team or not, because even though they did beat SKT, it's like, it's like how TSM did earlier. I feel like SKT nerfed themselves by not playing Faker Game 3, or even just playing him from the start. Even though Easy Hoon had a great Game 1, you have the best player in the world. You're in the finals. That's like if Cleveland were to sit LeBron James, if they were to make it all the way to the NBA Finals, if you sit LeBron James in the first 3 games of the finals, you're digging yourself into a hole at that point. And I feel like that's what SKT did. Worlds is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait for Worlds. You guys can see Nightmare's tail in the back. That's funny. Worlds is going to be fantastic, though. You would expect TSM and Cloud9, and I'm going to say Team Liquid representing NA in Worlds. That is going to be awesome. I can't even wait for this split, and I really want to get into a fantasy LCS league. So if you guys are interested, leave a comment down below. Follow what? No?
Fuck you.
Kevin was saying something that he wanted to get involved in one a while ago as well. So if you guys follow the Twitch stream, maybe we could just do like a fantasy LCS thing of the Twitch stream between me, Kevin, and the viewers. That'd be awesome. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the tournament. What went wrong for what team. Who you think should have won. Who you were cheering for. All that other stuff. And that's it. I know I kind of ramble on a lot, but I wanted to get this done as soon as possible, and it's already been 11.5 minutes. Holy fuck. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch. We got the Hawks and Wizards game on right now, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Follow the live stream and the Twitter accounts listed down below. And that's it.
Later, bitch.
Peace.